a quick look at the impact players for today's game. What players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count, they punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
Power football with the run. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Run the gun. Wants to pass. Pass rush. Gets there. Gets home. Gets him down at the 23. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. Not able to pop the big return, but they got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. The Bulls offense has its first opportunity of the day. And we'll get a quick look at one of the early leaders for the Heisman. Winning the award as a running back certainly demands something beyond the normal. He's going to have to put together a stellar season, David.
No, he will. And listen, it's hard for running backs to get this award. Now, it is a quarterback award, but recent years, Ashton Jeanty, you saw him there. But you got to be the catalyst. You got to be the straw that stirs the drink. You got to put up huge numbers. So far, Paulo, he's been a catalyst. He's been great. He's just going to have to keep it going.
And his numbers are pretty good now. I think they have a chance to get even better. When you look at the schedule moving ahead, they're going to have to force-feed him the football. He's going to have to play big in those games if they're going to keep winning. So keep an eye on this guy as a Heisman favorite because he's got that kind of ability.
Offenses that are great on 3rd downs, what do? Most of the time, they keep it in manageable situations where they're not predictable, not just dropping back to pass. They do it here on 3rd and short. They convert. This offense has been so efficient on 3rd downs all throughout this season.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. He's going for a big play downfield. He's got it. He got a foot down along that left sideline. You know what it takes to make a throw like that.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. Just blinding speed. Speed that almost paralyzes the defense.
You got a quarterback with that much speed. You got to find tricky ways to put more speed on the field, spy the quarterback with somebody that's really, really fast. And even when you do, a lot of times he still makes plays because he's that dang fast and that explosive.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Quarterback strolling away from Heat. Turning it off!
Man-to-man coverage is a great opportunity for scrambling quarterbacks to take off and run because everybody on defense who's covering has their backs turned to the quarterback, obviously, because they're chasing an intended receiver or target. So good job that time by the quarterback knowing I've got man coverage. If it's not open, I can take off and go make something positive happen.
Firing to the right, complete. Crosses to 45, out of bounds at the 47-yard line, and a solid play there. Oh, they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go. Back to pass. Complete with conviction on the crosser. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the 1st down. The Cougars come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He'll do it himself. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a 1st down. And he moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. They'll give it to the back. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses behind the sticks.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Nixon. They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10. The Cougars, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Looking downfield on 1st down. Trying to find the end zone. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Cougars. The extra point here would tie the game.
This offense needed a big play, and that is the guy that they need to go to help create a spark on offense. Awesome job.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Buffalo has it back. Let's see what the Bulls offense can do. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to keep the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time.
And how about the bounce back for his QB? He's already got more passing yards right now than he had all last game. Nice job not getting down, not getting negative, not letting one bad game turn to 2. Nice bounce back already in this next game.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Pressure coming. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. And now this offense will try to figure out a way to move the chains after that 2nd down. Incompletion. It's the grab. He stopped short, and it's 4th down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the kick.
He's got it. Pulling the defense in chase mode, and they finally get down at the 35. Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's on. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Looking to throw on 1st down. He'll throw it. Zings it complete to the right. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. And the Bulls had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. 2nd and goal for this offense. inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. He'll take a deep shot here. That one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. Going up against one of the best defenses in the country, you've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
Good pick up, a little bit short of the sticks.
I'll tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands, and you saw it on that last play.
He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. Looks as if BYU will have to put it away. Hauls it in, looking for space. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. The Buffalo offense headed back to the field. Got his man quick. Makes the grab, and not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. The deeper into the season we get, the more they win, the greater their confidence that they can finish strong here in the Big 12.
Reese, the bigger the expectations get, the bigger the consequences get for every single game. So you know this league is tough. You know there's always a lot of points scored. You know there's playoff implications possibly down the road. So this team's got to continue to stay on course and continue to do what they've been doing.
No doubt about it. All their goals still out ahead of them right now in play. The thing they've been really good at doing, outside of just being a talented football team and showing up, is that they've got their head where it needs to be every single week. Doesn't matter who they're playing at an extremely high level, just taking it one game at a time. They've got to do it again today. You know who's got to love this offense picking up so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you love playing on teams with great offenses.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through him. And guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels foots, breaks into the open.
This lead.
And that's how you draw it up, right? You want to come out, get to the early, get everything going, want to get all the facets rolling. The defense right now on their heels, they have no answers. The offense doing whatever they want.
On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down when you can kind of feel that way. But dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. He'll pull it on the read. Finds a little space. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Got a man. It's Nixon. He's just winning that matchup in the slot every time.
And when you put him in the slot, Reese, he's closer to the quarterback. It's an easier throw. We can run in, we can run out, and really take advantage of his versatility in the guy that slot position.
Good job by the defense there. They weren't surprised by that play call there on 3rd and short. They were expecting pass. They took everything away and forced the incompletion.
We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. Plenty of time. Here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. It's a seam wide open. He's inside the 40. At the 20. Touchdown ball. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. No mid-season doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got homegrown players. They score fast. They don't need 10 players to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They are going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, back to your game in a moment, but first we have to show you how the script is being written here. Arkansas State is getting handled right now at home. Someone needs to step in here, throw in the towel, and stop this fight. They're trailing by 14 to Georgia Southern. Sunbelt, Funbelt. We'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. Finds his tight end. And the big fella couldn't elude the quarterback who makes a short tackle. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. The sure hands, it's Nixon. He finds enough room to get it up to the 28-yard line before going out of bounds. Here they come, trying to convert a 3rd and short from the 28. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man. Oh, he's got some space. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. the Cougars will line it up on 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
Looking to throw again. Working that wide receiver. And the defense holds. No pickup at all on that play. To the air on 2nd down. Going for it all. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. It'll be 3rd and long. The corners are walked up tight. On 3rd down, he drops the throw. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. And the ball will bounce at the 4 and find its way into the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo has it back. Let's see what the Bulls offense can do. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a 1st down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a 1st down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown and get a field.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
Makes the grab down the middle. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Bulls are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. Gets it to the 37. Clock stops to move the chains. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Lost a throw on 1st down. He's got it. Gets it out across the 40. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 42 as this offense trying to put together a good drive. After that last completion, it's 2nd down. Under fire. Tight end finds a soft spot. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the 1st down. To the air on 1st down. Shoots it to the left. It's complete. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And they'll send out the field goal unit. And this one will be a 40-yard try from the left hash. Right down the line, it's good. And that will extend their lead even further. That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. At the end of the 2nd quarter, that means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, you've had yourselves a superb broadcast so far today in Western New York. And talk about a 1st half for the Dune and that backfield. That coaching staff has been getting rave reviews on a weekly basis. And through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify.
The Cougars will kick it away to crank up the 2nd half. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Maybe if he could have eluded just 1 or 2 more guys, it would have been a big return, but they'll mark it at the 30. The Buffalo offense headed back to the field. Let's see if they can keep that 1st half momentum rolling. Snags it over the middle. There he goes. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 34 with the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Here's the pressure. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
snagged in the middle. It's Urlacher. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
Going for the marker on the ground. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. And the Bulls have their offense in high gear. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. He's got the tight end.
And tight ends aren't just line up and block guys. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you can start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
This will be the 7th play of the drive, and they need to nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
On fourth down, looking to pass. He's going to let it go. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. Desperately wanted to convert on fourth down, but couldn't do it. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. The Cougars with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Safe completion on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down or else they are really in trouble. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the right. Makes a connection. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40. BYU with the 1st and 10.
Base, 27, jump.
Wants to go up top on first down. And the shot to the middle of the field falls to the turf. They're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Let's go. Let's go.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Boy, there wasn't much room to wiggle for that running back there.
None at all. Great job by the defense getting in the backfield quickly, closing up all the holes, nowhere to run.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. A strike downfield. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. BYU trying to make this red zone trip pay off. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Using the quick game. That one takes him down to the 13-yard line. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone. It's still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Wants to go up top. Grab near the marker. It's Combs. He steps out of bounds, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you could tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. They just blew through that offensive line. It's a 4-yard loss. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Back to pass. Pocket breaking down. And that one sails through the back of the end zone.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense.
Pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. So now on comes the field goal unit. Smashes it between the uprights.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Buffalo has it back. Let's see what the Bulls offense can do. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the down.
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Going the other way, and he's got room. And he's... Take it all the way. Touchdown, BYU.
And we're going to talk about the guy who caught that and returned it for the touchdown. But how about the pressure on the quarterback? You've got to get ways to be physical with him and make him uncomfortable. Nice job hitting him as he's throwing with the football. And then, obviously, the interception and 6 points.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or 2, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. Looking downfield on first down. With a little screen to the running back. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Wants to fire on second down. Finds his big man. And they make the tackle, and it'll be enough for a first down. And we'll see if they get another playoff here in the third. We've reached the break. Buffalo has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Let's go. Looking to throw on first down. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and it just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target.
And they exploited that soft spot. They get it down to the 35.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position, and here in the fourth quarter with the big lead, he's still torched.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, you see the defense make a big play there in the RPO, and they're doing it because they're starting to load the box. If you're the play caller offensively, you might want to think about having your quarterback keep the ball and then try to throw it downfield.
Yeah, and great job by the linebacker understanding what to do in zone coverage. I drop, I take my steps. When that quarterback's feet get set, my feet get set. I break on the football. Nice break. Way to go break that up and swat it down.
They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. This offense is aggressive on fourth down. 2 for 3 so far today, and they're still on the field. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Bulls kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Fires to the big fella. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. This offense has done a good job on this drive, taking time off the clock as they come up on second down. The throw. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious. They've got it in field goal range, but they'll try to convert this third and long from the 20. Buys a little time. Pressure's there and he gets rid of it. Couldn't find anywhere to throw the football, just got rid of it, and that's the number one thing. Avoid disaster here. And on fourth down, here comes the field goal unit. He slides that just inside the right upright. And now the lead is extended to a foot.
And with that kick, man, it's a tall order for the other side. I mean, down 3 possessions. Like, this offense is going to have to get the ball and do something with it, and do it quickly if they want to get back in this football game.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. It's It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit and just start being more aggressive and take some chances. But that's what's going to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, and when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Makes the grab. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And the Cougars come to the line on third and short, looking to keep this drive moving. He wants to throw it. Setting up the screen. Breaks into the open. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize, so you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
They are ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
And this offense has got to kick it in high gear now. Making a big play, that is great, but we got to go up-tempo. We got to go fast. We're trailing big in this ball game. We got to put a lot of drives together. Maybe even get lucky with an onside kick.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. BYU right back to the line. On third and long, trying to convert through the air. Looking left. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down. The Cougars come to the line with a new set of downs. Leaves it with the back. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Cougars! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option? Precision blocking up front, created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
Well, they try to go onside kick, but better job by the hands team falling on the football.
The Buffalo offense headed back to the field. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. We're just going to see what happens here on the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Not much there on the run. He gets one to the 31. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. On the run, it's Henderson. Past the sticks, and he may get more. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. And the Bulls are threatening in the red zone. Trying to run, it's Henderson. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows what's coming. So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. You got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. They've got the screen set up. And into the end zone. They'll make the stop, but that first down off the ISIS, they should be able to kneel this one out. And he just continues to put up numbers, and that number is now over 300.
This guy just throws completions, man. The ball doesn't seem to touch the ground. He's back there. He's making the right reads. Right now, he is locked into what this defense is trying to do.
And this is where the offense just breathes. Just take your time, huddle up. I'm in absolutely no hurry. I got the lead. I want to continue to run that clock. No false starts, no penalties. Let that clock.
And he takes it.
aggressive in the entire nation, and they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet, and that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Behind the chains now on second and long. Looking to fire. Oh, they're after him. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and where's that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today.
He lost one down the sideline. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. 3 straight misfires has left them staring at 4th and 10, but they'll try it again. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. That's reeled in. It's Combs. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. He'll spike the ball to try to save every precious second he can. Backed up now. Here's second and long. Wants to go up top. Got his man on the right. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. They get the win there.